As some of you know, I am a big fan of the 1939 classic The Wizard of Oz. And I've seen some of its various animated takes and follow-ups and I don't know what have you. But I'm going to talk about its prequel Oz the Great and Powerful, which is celebrating its 10th anniversary this year. Here's my review of it. Big Days, Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2013 fantasy adventure flick Oz the Great and Powerful, released by Disney, directed by Sam Raimi, and written by David Lindsay, Hebert, and Mitchell Kemner from a story by Kemner. Based on L. Frank Baum's early 20th century Oz novels and set 20 years before the events of the original 1900 novel. The film is a spiritual prequel to the 1939 classic itself, starring James Franco in the title role along with Mila Kunis, Rachel Weisz, Michelle Williams, Zach Braff, Bill Cobbs, Joy King, William Bach, and Tony Cox. The film tells the story of Oscar Diggs, a deceptive magician who arrives in the land of Oz and encounters three witches, Theodora, Evanor, and Glinda. Oscar is then enlisted to restore order in Oz while struggling to resolve conflicts with the witches and himself. While this film may have gotten some mixed reviews, this film still got a big, became a big hit and what have you. Anyway, let's get into our story. In 1905 Kansas, Oscar Diggs is a magician and con artist in a traveling circus. The circus strongman learns Oscar has flirted with his wife and threatens him. Oscar escapes in a hot air balloon but is sucked into a tornado that takes him to the land of Oz. There he encounters the naive witch Theodora, who believes him to be the wizard prophesied to become king of Oz by defeating the wicked witch who killed the previous king. The idea of being a wealthy monarch makes Oscar accept the role. En route to the Emerald Sea, Theodora falls in love with Oscar, though he does not reciprocate her feelings. They encounter the flying monkey Finley, who pledges a life debt to Oscar when he saves him from a lion. Oscar reveals his deception to Finley and forces him to maintain the idea that he is the wizard. At the Emerald Sea, Theodora's older sister Evanor tells Oscar that the wicked witch resides in the dark forest and can be killed by destroying her wand. On the way to the forest, Oscar and Finley are joined by an orphaned living China doll whose village and family were destroyed by the wicked witch. The three reach the forest and discover the wicked witch is the late king's daughter, Glinda, the good witch, and Evanora is the true wicked witch. Evanora sees this with her crystal ball and tricks Theodora into thinking Oscar is trying to court all three witches at once. She offers Theodora a magic apple to remove her heartache, but it turns her into a hideous green-skinned creature. Glinda brings Oscar's group to her domain to escape Evanora's army of Winkies and flying baboons. She confides in Oscar that she knows he is not the wizard, but still believes he can help stop Evanora. He reluctantly takes charge of an army of quadlings, tinkers, and munchkins. Theodora enters Glinda's domain and angrily reveals her new hideous appearance to Oscar before threatening to kill him and his allies with the Emerald City's well-prepared army. Oscar despairs at his chances of victory, but after telling China Girl about the exploits of his hero, Thomas Edison, he conceives a plan that relies on trickery. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go to the final act plus the ending together. If I advise you to stop this video at once, go to the description box below, fast forward to the time below to avoid any spoilers. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. That was 5 seconds. I didn't bring that up. I apologize. Glinda and her subjects mount a fake attack on the Emerald Sea using a pulley-rigged army of scarecrow puppets hidden by thick fog. The witches are tricked into sending their flying balloons not excuse me, baboons. Sorry, got a little tongue tied a bit. Through a poppy field that puts them to sleep, but Glinda is captured in the process. Meanwhile, Oscar infiltrates the Emerald City with his allies, but apparently abandons them in a hot air balloon loaded with gold, which Theodora destroys with a fireball. As Evanor and Theodora prepare to kill Glinda, Oscar appears, having faked his betrayal and death. Using a hidden smoke machine and image projector, he presents a giant image of his face as his true form and a fireworks display to intimidate the wicked witches. Evanora fearfully hides in her castle while Theodora flees on her broom, unable to hurt the invincible wizard. Oscar offers to Theodora that she would be welcome to return if she overcomes her wickedness, but Theodora refuses and flies away to the west, laughing maniacally, leaving Oscar sad and China Girl frees Glinda from her restraints with her wand, and she engages Evanora in a magical duel in the throne room. Glinda destroys Evanora's emerald necklace, revealing her true hag-like appearance, and banishes her from the Emerald Sea while Evanora is carried away by a pair of flying baboons. Oscar, now ruler of Oz, uses his projector to sustain the belief that he is a powerful wizard. He presents gifts to his friends. Master Tinker, who helped build his machines, receives Oscar's jackknife, while Nook, the grumpy munchkin herald, who was called Sourpuss by Oscar as a running gag throughout the movie, receives a mask with a smiley face. Sorry, forgive the noise. The long suffering Finley receives Oscar's friendship along with his top hat, and China Girl accepts her friends as her new family. Finally, Oscar takes Glinda behind the curtains of his projector, thanks her for making him a better person, and they kiss in the story. So, what did I think of Oz the Great and Powerful? Well, I will say it wasn't that bad of a movie. I did go see this, but it's been some time since I last saw the film. I wanted to revisit it and didn't get a chance to. But anyway, I thought the film was pretty good. Despite receiving mixed reviews from the critics, the film made 493 million worldwide against a 200 million budget. It won the Phoenix Film Critics Society Award for Best Live Action Family Film, and Mila Kunis won the MTV Movie Award for Best Villain, which that was pretty good. Anyway, in the U.S., it made 234 million and 258 million. Well, overseas. Well, actually, the 234 million was in the U.S. and Canada overall. So anyway, before its release, several media outlets reported that this was expected to duplicate the box office performance of Disney's 2010 take of Alice in Wonderland, but it accumulated less than half. Oh well. The film's currently at 57%, which is Ryan on the tomato meter, and says it suffers from some tonal inconsistency and a deflated sense of wonder, but the film still packs enough visual dazzle and clever wit to be entertaining in its own right. That's true, but I will say it's pretty good, though. Empire says if there are post Harry Potter children who don't know or care about the Wizard of Oz, they might be at sea with this story about a not very nice grown up in a magic land, but long term Oz watchers will be enchanted and enthralled. Mila Kunis gets a gold star for excellence in Bewitchery, and Sam Raimi can sail securely behind the curtain as a mature master of illusion. I couldn't have said that better myself. Yeah, Sam Raimi did an exceptionally good job on directing this. Now, Danny Elfman was brought on board to do the score, and I have to agree, that was really good too. Now, as for our cast, I like James Franco's performance as Oscar. Now, although the role was originally to go to, well, Robert Downey Jr., who of course recently played Iron Man, but he turned it down, and Johnny Depp, who had previously played the Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland, also declined the role. Oh well. Even though Franco has worked with Raimi before on his Spider Man trilogy, he still does a pretty good job in playing Oscar, who would become the Wizard of Oz. Mila Kunis, who of course you know best from that '70s show, and also the voice of a certain Meg Griffin on Family Guy, voices Theodora. Yes, I will say she was good, and before she became the Wicked Witch of the West, yeah, that was really something. Rachel Weisz plays Evanor, and I must say she's good too. Of course, you know her as the Wicked Witch of the East. Michelle Williams plays Glinda, and I must admit she was very good in her performance. Zach Braff voiced Finley. He did a pretty good job on this character. And Joy King, who had previously played half of Ramona and Beezus a few years before this, and this was still ways before she did the Kissing Booth trilogy for Netflix, voices China Girl. I thought that wasn't too bad of a character. Bill Cobbs plays Master Tinker, and Tony Cox plays Nuck. So anyway, yeah, not bad. We also have appearances from Bruce Campbell, who's also certainly no stranger to working with Sam Raimi. Let's see, and Abigail Spencer as well. Plus a lot of others. Anyway, from what I've seen of Oz the Great and Powerful, while it may not come close to being as good as the Great Classic itself, but it still provides a lot of magic and what have you. But I'd say I still like this film for what it had to offer. So overall, would I recommend Oz the Great and Powerful? Well, I think a one-time watch would be fine if you are a hardcore Wizard of Oz fan and what have you. I'd say give it a go. It has a pretty good story. It's got a good cast. It's got a good score from Danny Elfman. You can't go wrong with that. And, well, great visual effects. So anyway, what did you think of Oz the Great and Powerful? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you my video review on something I was originally supposed to give to you recently, but I failed to give to you if you saw my special announcement vid, and it's Bringing Down the House, okay? So thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, check out my reviews for these other Oz films. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of the 1939 classic itself, The Wizard of Oz. In the upper right-hand corner is my review of Return to Oz, which Disney did in the mid-1980s. Or if you'd like a little something different that Michelle Williams did after this, see my review of The Greatest Showman in the bottom left-hand corner. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.